the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
And I forgot to unmute the mic like a freaking idiot. Ugh, sorry about that, guys. So let me start over again. I was just apologizing for the, but so here's the deal. I'm exhausted, and and that's probably, I'm assuming, one of you guys sending me a message that the sound is off. But let's see. Yes, that was Mrs. Anti-Trekker actually saying the sound is off. So sorry about that. It should be on now. So this is a rough game for me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And this I'm kind of a mess. Mrs. Anti-Trekker knows about it, and I gotta say, babe, you know I love you so much. You've been trying to help, and I haven't been very responsive to you, and it's hard to describe how I'm feeling right now. This is just really, really difficult. Now, this is going to be a fairly short live stream because I'm dealing with a lot of crap with the whole back thing, the knee thing, the work thing, and I'm just not having a good day. Fortunately, I was unable to make it to my therapy appointment yesterday because of the back situation when I found out that I have let me see, a fracture on the left transverse process of L1. That's the technical term. And so from the accident. And so that's driving me crazy. I can't get the insurance people from, not the car insurance. They're doing their stupid investigation thing because for some reason they think it takes an investigation to figure out when someone runs a red light that it's their fault. But they're doing their little investigation thing. But then I have the Sedgwick insurance from my work. I'm waiting to hear back from them because I don't know if they're going to let me take a little more time off or if they're going to make me go back to work day after tomorrow. If they make me go back to work day after tomorrow, I don't know how I'm going to function on the job. I just don't, because I can barely string together a coherent sentence right now, and I'm not talking to someone who is hostile towards me. So yeah. So sorry, guys. I know I sound like a complete mess today because I am a complete mess today. But Thomas was first in the chat. Send him on a quick second. Life with Matthew says good morning. Dan is excited because he got the notification. Thor says good morning, sort of. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Alex Brooks says hi. Azine says afternoon. Matt Logan says hello. John DeMarco says hello. And let's see, people talking back and forth to each other. The Neo-Normie says comply, everyone. All Klingons shout blood wine for life. And then that's when everybody's saying mute, 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 mute. So we got that taken care of, obviously. And RMP says greetings, sound lovers. Thank you, RMP. Thomas throws a $1.99 into the chat. Thank you, Thomas. I do appreciate that. And once number 18, you got it, my friend.
I have to save that old person. Well, thank you very much for helping me steal this.
So thank you, Thomas. I do truly appreciate it. Live Matthew says, there you are. Yep, I managed to figure out that mute button. Starting off like BIRDOPREY. Yeah, I sure did. Kongu says good morning. Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio. Neo-Normie says senior moments. Yes. Alex says, any news on the car? Not yet. The other insurance company's doing their stupid investigation, and then once they realize that, yes, indeed, it is their guys' fault, then they need to get my car to the shop so they can get an estimate for repairs and all that crap. So, yeah. And Commander Sutter says, good morning, connection, the price we pay for being out in the woods. Well, I'm kind of jealous of you, actually. I would love to be out in the woods right now. But, yeah. Alex says, that sounds painful. I'm very sorry about your back injury. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Alex. I'm sure, because this is just a little hairline fracture in my vertebrae. It's nothing like life-threatening or anything, but it just hurts. And the thing is that it's adding on top of the back pain I've already been dealing with, the knee thing. And it's so funny because the L1, the lumbar 1 vertebrae is the one that has the fracture. And like my herniated disc is on L2, and it's like, just really, come on. Seriously, is every vertebrae now going to just have a different problem? I'm so done with this crap. BIRDOPREY says, supplement your income by renting out the Space Engineer server. That's the thing. It's funny you should say that because, people would say, hey, charge people to play on your server. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to charge people to play on the Space Engineer server, which that's it running behind us right now. Yeah, it looks like currently there's 5 people in the game. Very cool. I'm glad to see that. But that's the thing. You guys already support this channel to a ridiculous amount, and I can't say how much I appreciate that. Honestly, the only way that YouTube is going to get to a point where I wouldn't have to worry about my quote-unquote day job is I would have to grow the channel to the point where the ad revenue would become a significant income. Right now, ad revenue is freaking nothing. But that's all I can do. Praying things get better. Thank you, Mutant Green Panda. I've never gotten prayers from a Mutant Green Panda before. Neo Normie said there should be there should be more, excuse me, Joker style serious villain stories, as I'd like to see James Belushi King Tut movie about a man losing grip with reality and believing he's an Egyptian emperor. I hadn't heard about the James Belushi King Tut movie, but the way I'm feeling right now, the last thing I want to watch is somebody losing grip with reality, because I feel like I'm losing grip with reality. So, I don't want to watch that right now. When I'm feeling, and I know some people are different. But like, for example, if I'm feeling depressed, the last thing I want to do is listen to depressing music or watch depressing movies. I know there are people that are the opposite, like Mrs. Antichecker. When she's feeling sad, she likes sad music sometimes, and I don't understand that. But that's me. That's not me. I would rather watch something that I feel is uplifting experience rather than a depressing experience. But it's like the problem right now is that I can't stop thinking about all the crap that I'm trying to get done, and I can't get anything done, and it's driving me nuts. Last week things looked better. We were getting videos done. I was excited about, and then the accident happened, and I feel like everything just collapsed, and that's where I'm at. Dan wants to know, what's your favorite Star Trek transporter sound? Well, I do like the one from the original series, not from the cage, not the, but the classic one from the original series. I do like. I also like the transporter sound from the TOS movies. Not so much the TNG one. The TNG one sound, I don't know what it is, but it just, I don't know, just doesn't sound right to me. And some of them, like some of the alien races that had weird transporters on Deep Space Nine, I remember a couple of them I really liked, but I can't think of them right now. Like maybe it was the Dominion one or something, but there's a few out there that are nice. So, a British tar is a soaring soul, as free as a mountain bird. His energetic fist should be ready to resist a dictatorial word. I know that's the song that Picard and Data were singing, and I don't understand those lyrics. Neo Normie says, maybe you should contact the Borg over subspace and get cybernetic spine. I tell you, I wish I could. And not only that, but, you know, being plugged into the collective right now, I wouldn't be stressed out over anything, so that would be good, I guess. Mercer says, I work from home selling mold testing kits to support Normal and myself. I know you do, and I hope that you do well with it, Mercer, because everybody needs to test for mold, that's for sure. Dan says, so we both wear glasses. Do you find it really annoying when having to choose a new pair or find it easy? I find it very difficult to choose a new pair. I'm trying to get a rig so I can join you guys in Space Engineers. Very good, RMP. I hope that you do, and there's the server, and come on and have a good time. That's the idea. Mercer's writing a new novel. Very cool. Mutant Green Panda says Mutant Green Panda prayers are 10% more effective. I did not know that. Well, that's very good to know. Thank you, then. I hope you hit 100,000 subs by this time next year. That would be awesome, Alex. And if I did, I would feel so much better. But, you know, yeah, I need to do something because, you know, I honestly, and I know I've said this before, I've talked, I don't know how I'm going to do my job. I don't. And I mean, that's why I'm seeing my therapist a little bit, because I'm in an absolute panic right now. I know I don't sound like I'm in a panic, but I truly am. And I don't know what to do about that. Merce says, his nose should paint and his lips should curl, his cheeks should flame and his bow should furl, his bosom should heave and his heart should glow, and his fist be ever ready for a knockdown blow. Yeah, see, that's English, people. Misery loves company, says RMP. That's true, although, yeah. Rock Solid says that I agree, Andrew. Ad revenue has been in the pooper the last 3 months. I barely get enough cash out for last month. Yeah, I can't, man. Ad revenue, but, you know, now for me, of course, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I haven't been able to get good videos out. And the problem is, even when I do get videos out that I think are good, nobody's watching them because of the new algorithm crap. And so I just feel so defeated, you know? And I'm trying to get past that, but it's just very difficult. Neo Normie says, if you should avoid the 1985 movie, come and see then as well. As depressing as you'll find, you'll join Antifa. It's about the Operation Barbarossa and the German invasion of Russia. That sounds horrible. No, I don't want to watch anything like that. Mercer, that Star Wars girl had multiple tragedies. Her sister and cousin died. I know, and man, she has been a real trooper, and she's been handling it, I think, better than I've been handling the crap in my life these last few months. And I think that it is a combination. I mean, it's been an entire year now that everything goes wrong, one after the other, and it's been almost comical. You know, the fact that now they're saying that I have that fracture in my back, I'm just like throwing my hands up. Of course I do, because who the hell is going to even, you know, like, and I know you guys are cool, but it's like, I know there are people that are like, Anti-Shrek is just making this crap up, because nobody could have their sister-in-law and then their mother-in-law die, and then their back goes out because they have arthritis in their knee, and then they break their freaking back in a completely, you know, I understand people are probably thinking that I'm just, you know, I don't know, trying to get pity from you guys or something, but... And, you know, what do I do with that? I don't know. Because I know what the truth is, because I'm the one that has to freaking live through it, but it's... And by the way, I keep checking my phone, because if I get a message or something, I want to make sure if it's the insurance people, I obviously would need to take that. And now, what the heck is up with the chat? Hold on, the chat just went freaking nuts, and I can't fix it, please. Just one more thing, please. Hold on. I can't see the chat, just so you guys know, because it's like off the edge of the screen, and then and so I couldn't resize the window because the top of the window was off the edge of the screen. So I'm trying to get that back here. Hold on. X out of that. There we go. All right. I think I have things back for the most part. Let me put that back where it belongs. All right. Sorry. Mercer says, Normal is so cute. Absolutely. Normal is an adorable cat, Mercer. You have the Ed 209 versus Data. Who wins? Oh, Ed 209 for sure. Data doesn't have any built-in weaponry or anything and is not armor plated. I mean, Data can be damaged by an arrow. So I'm not saying Data would be killed by an arrow, but he can be damaged by an arrow. He actually said some damage that Troy did, and Troy was barely drawing. You know, it wasn't like, you know, it was a competition compound bow. You know, she's like, oh, and it damaged him. So yeah. When I hear that a British tar is a soaring soul song, I think Salsa in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I only think of Picard and Data. I just don't understand. What is a British tar? I don't even know. Kronos says first, welcome Kronos. Some days I get 5 orders, some days I get 20, but as long as Normal is fed, I'm okay. That is the right attitude, Mercer, and I hope that you continue to get as many orders as you need to keep your household going, and one more than that. I'm watching the videos, Hey Tricker, I'm watching. I know you are, but the problem is that, and because the people that come to the live streams, I know you guys are freaking awesome. You watch all the videos, you offer so much support. It truly brings a tear to my eye. But I can't live, I can't expect you guys to all chip in. Like, you know, this isn't church. I don't expect all you guys to give me 10% of your income so that I can live off of just the 40 or 50 of you guys that come to the live streams. That's not fair to you. And, you know, obviously I'd be rolling the dice every day to just see, can I make enough money to get food, you know? So that's not a real option. I've got to figure out a way to get regular production out on the videos, to get good viewership, to grow the channel to the point where the channel is self-sufficient. I've got to do that. And I'm right now with my attitude is in the crapper and I can't get anything done. And I hate that because I want nothing more than to put out a freaking awesome video every single day of the week. That's what I want to do. And this is what I love doing, and I can't, it's just, sorry. I picked up the first 3 essential X-Men volumes from the Claremont run on eBay. Gonna dig into those later. Very good. Claremont's some good X-Men. Kronos says, hey, every nerds. Hey, Kronos. Don't forget the live chat. Thank you for the reminder. You're doing fine, Andy Tricker. I look forward to your streams. I thank you for that, Mercer, but I'm not doing fine. I wish I could say I was, but I'm not. And it's not that it's not like the channel sucks. I still have, 8,900 subs. I'm excited about that, but the way that YouTube is discouraging content creators now, 8,900 subs just isn't enough. I hear you're regarding the algorithm. It blows. That's why I don't stress about getting a bunch of stuff this summer, because summer sucks for revenue anyways. I feel your pain. Thank you, Rocksolid. And, it really, the algorithm, the changes they made to the algorithm, I mean, the day they announced the changes, my viewership was cut in half. And even though my subscriber count has gone up, my viewership is still low because they won't suggest my video to non-subs. So the only way for me to get my viewership to where it needs to be is to increase subs and to have enough regular viewers and not depend on the algorithm suggesting my video to others. The problem is, in order to get those new subs, I need the algorithm to suggest my videos. RMP says, you have to take it easy, Antricker. Listen to the wind, like John Travolta in that movie in the 90s. Oh, what movie was that? Gilbert and Sullivan song, you guys are referencing the joke is the grandiose words from an official who's never been at sea, a bit like Trump around generals. Okay, I don't know the joke of the song because I don't even know what play it's from. And Chrono says, yay, pity patty. Pity party. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I don't want to be like that, but that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm just having a really, really bad day, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean to share it with you guys, but you guys encourage me, and it would be dishonest if I didn't show you the bad days along with the good. Roxo says, like I said, and you missed it because I didn't use anti-checker, it could be worse. You could be a Kurogan. Yes. Thank you, Roxanne. And thank you for your understanding. I know that it's easy to miss chats if they don't have the @anti-checker in it. And so, but thank you. For some reason, it's not telling me how many people are watching. Well, I see right now it says 40. And let's see. Chrono says, I want to grow a beard like Anthric. Well, it's not that hard. Stop shaving. That's all I do. Stop shaving and then let it grow, and then shave around the area that you want the beard, and you'll grow a beard. Now, of course, having it as awesome as this depends on you being old enough to where you get a lot of gray. So, which I actually probably need to trim the beard down. It's getting kind of long. Mrs. Anti-Checker likes the gray and stuff, and she likes the goatee, but I think she likes it a little shorter, so I'm going to probably trim it up here in the next day or so. 36 watching according to Dan. Well, I'm showing 41, but of course that was a few minutes ago that you said that. Does Data have nipples? If so, why? I don't know, nor do I really care. If he does, it would simply be to approximate human anatomy. Damaged by an arrow, but not a machine gun. Yeah, that's... yeah. Roxanne says, you'll appreciate this answer. The day my dad died, my middle brother found out he has stage 2/3 prostate and lung cancer. I figure he has 5 years tops, but at least he's not a Krogan either. Wow, Rock Solid. I am truly sorry. Sounds like you're going into a season like mine has been for the last year, and I really am sorry. So all my thoughts, prayers, and love to your brother. I hope that he is lucky and gets full remission. I don't know what kind of treatment they're doing. I don't know enough about prostate cancer to, except to say that, man, I hope that for nothing but the best. If he only has 5 years, then rock solid. Spend as much time in the next 5 years with him as you can. That's all I can say. Like when my mom died a few years back, and she was given 6 months. She died almost 6 months of the day, and I spent every waking hour that I wasn't at work with my mom during those 6 months, and I don't regret 1 minute of it. But yet, Data had an entire clip empty to him in first contact. Yeah, very inconsistent. Ed 209 versus Hal the Computer versus Isaac. Who wins? Well, if you're talking about physical combat, I would give it to Isaac. Isaac has the most advanced weapons and is the most agile. If you are giving it as far as pure intelligence, then I think that a chess match between Isaac and Hal would be very, very interesting. I don't think Ed 209 wins in any case. Josh says, no notification. YouTube is being an ass to anti-checker. Well, that's nothing new there. And let's see, Herman Schmeckelbeck, of course. I'm getting all the Nerdist here. I'm getting the feelings. I'm sorry if am I being too? I'm sorry. I'll stop being so sappy. You need to listen to heavy metal to let out your aggressions. I'm just not into metal really. As far as music, I like soundtrack music, musical scores. Like the score to Star Trek 2 or the score to that's the kind of music that I and Weird Al, love listening to Weird Al. But the problem is that the way I feel right now, listening to even I don't even know what it would be, but if you played like the most ultimately awesome song ever, it wouldn't like make me feel great or anything. I need to get out of this pit of whatever emotions that I'm in because it's driving me crazy. Thomas says, Antchecker, I fully played Bridge Crew last night while I was watching. He got his crew killed 3 times. You should watch it later. It's funny. I will have to try to check that out if I can. I have not watched a Trek Yard stream in a while, and they're good friends, and I feel bad about that, but I haven't been able to do much of anything for a while. Mutant Green Panda, if it makes you feel any better, I subbed within the last month. Love the content. Thank Gary from Nerdrotic. Very cool, Mutant, and I appreciate it. Yeah, Gary is a good friend of the channel. Nerdrotic is a great guy. You know, sometimes I'm very jealous of him because he's where I want to be, but sometimes I'm also very proud of the fact that I was pimping his channel back when his channel was actually smaller than mine. Tiki says, let's get over 9,000. Yeah. YouTube is a unit. Yeah. Have you considered DDP yoga to deal with the pain and some weight loss? As I use it, balanced diet, the 3-7 diet, 3 days regular for health. Well, Normie, not yoga. I don't know what. Not yoga specifically. The problem is that when like I have some stretching exercises and stuff that the doctors give me, I try to do them, and every time I try to do them, it just hurts so much that I can only do it once or twice, and then I'm done. So yeah. Kronos says, am I a sub? I certainly hope so. But if you're not, then you should sub. Algorithm. Yes, that's his way of saying algorithm. Get it? Hey, nerds and anti-trigger. Hey, Epic. I hope you are doing well. And let's see. Thomas says, I sent you a link to Geeks and Gamers. He showed the SJW tweets over it. Thank you. I saw that you sent me something about Geeks and Gamers. I haven't checked it out yet. But thank you, Thomas. Yeah, SJW is getting mad over the treatment of gays, and It Chapter 2 makes zero sense to me because I think that the actual gay characters in the movie were treated with respect, and there was nothing about them that was derogatory about homosexuality. And so people getting upset about that are just freaking stupid. Now, if you want to get upset that Pennywise killed a gay guy at the beginning of the movie, well, you know what? Pennywise killed children in the first movie, and you didn't get upset about that. What is your so you know, what is your deal? Don't be a thingy. Okay. It's Gilbert and Sullivan's comedy musical, The HMS Pinafore. Okay. I remember that's what popped up on the screen. I didn't know if that was the name of the actual play. Even though I've been in quite a few plays back in the day, and Gilbert and Sullivan, of course, anybody that knows anything about musical theater knows the names Gilbert and Sullivan, but I don't know all of their works, so thank you. Good morning, Trigger. Here's the better days ahead, friend. Thank you, Captain. And yes, please. I just don't want them to be ahead. I want them to be now. You know what I mean? I am just so done with this season of my life. Ugh. I tell you, it's driving me crazy. Yeah, Scott Yeomans. I don't think I've seen you here before, Scott, so welcome if you're new. Trigger, I was ignored. I said I love you, matey. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you, Scott. And if I miss your chat, it's not intentional. I'm under an extreme amount of stress right now, so I'm having a difficult time focusing at all. And B, if you didn't put @anti-tracker on it, I guarantee I'm going to probably miss it. Rocksaw says, well, you miss my chats all the time, Trigger jerk. Also, remember, shock therapy only sounds scary. All right, you first. Son of a red shirt is here. Good to see you. Antricker, sorry about your bad day, dude. A British tar. There's a song by Gilbert and Sullivan from the play HMS Pinafore. Not 100%, but I thought a British tar was like a carpenter's mate. Yeah, I'm not sure. Arno says shaving is a pain, so don't. You'll end up looking like Darren Wagner, but you know Darren's not a bad-looking guy. He just looks a little like Dr. Demento to me, though. Don't tell him I said that. Darth Maul says, on my way to work, included you in my prayers. Thank you, Darth. I truly appreciate that. Mercer says, why did the self-destruct sequence from Search for Spock start in the saucer section? Well, because they want, the computer wants to make sure that the first people they kill are all the people on the bridge, I guess. You would think that the explosion would come from the warp core, except that that's actually in apocryphal, meaning non-alpha canon sources. You can find out that the destruct sequence code actually has two final sequences. If you say 000 destruct 0, and by the way, Captain Foley did confirm this once on one of my streams. If you say 000 destruct 0, then you get what you saw in Star Trek 3, where the Enterprise is rigged with small explosives all over the place in order to make all the central computers and everything completely useless and protect any proprietary Federation information. If you say 000 destruct 1 instead of destruct 0, then the computer forces a full uncontrolled matter-antimatter explosion, which destroys everything in the area. And so you would use the 000 destruct 1 if you were in a major combat situation, your ship was lost, and you were trying to take as many of them with you as you could. Chrono says, I'm not old. Okay. John DeMarco says, sorry about all the rough patch you're going through, but you have our support until this too shall pass. Thank you, John. I am so looking forward to this passing, though. That's, yeah. Tiki says, have you considered makeup tutorials? Those are popular. Yeah. Could you see me go, okay, let's put some blush on, girls? You know, yeah, that would really be awesome. Chrono says, without the jokes, you are awesome. But with the jokes, I suck? Is that what you're saying? So it's my jokes that make me suck. So I just need to stop telling jokes. Gotcha. Shaving is annoying as I get older. I have to shave more hairier. Yeah, I know. Your beard gets thicker, and other parts of your body just start turning into a jungle, huh? And so Data's nipples are to allow air in and out in case he needs to be used as a flotation device. There you go, yes. And let's see. Kronos, but aren't you Zeus's father? And Thomas, is this a space engineer's thing? That's weird. Luke is in the house. How's my favorite half Frenchman doing, my friend? Hail chat, hail anti-tracker, how's the back? The back sucks, Luke. So you haven't been around the last day or two. So here, let me fill you in real quick. Reader's Digest version. Saturday night on the way to church, kid ran a red light, slammed into the car. Mrs. Anti-Trekker and Joshua, thank you, Lord, are fine. Mrs. Anti-Trekker was a little sore the next day, but she's fine now. The back pain for me elevated at the time of the crash. I went to the doctor yesterday and found out that I have a fracture of the left transverse process of L1, which basically means that my L1 vertebrae, the little spines that kind of come off of the vertebrae on the left side, there's a fracture on that one, and it hurts like a mofo, but there's really nothing that can be done. You just got to deal with it until it heals. Dr. Gillian, are you sure you won't change your mind? Is there something wrong with the one I have? Yes, that is such a great Spock line for sure. Did you get the pain meds? Actually, I'm going to see my therapist after the stream, and I'm going to pick up my pain meds on the way to the therapist. So yeah, I will definitely be on pain meds for tomorrow's stream, and because yeah, I'm not feeling comfortable being something. Well, then don't be something. Roxel said he has colon cancer in 2009, has a bag now because of it. Unfortunately, he moved to Portland in the grunge boom and now borderline homeless. He's an addict. Our help only enables. I am truly, truly sorry, Roxel. I'll tell you, because as many of you know, I actually had a bout of colon cancer about that same time, actually. And I was very lucky in that they caught it early enough to where surgical removal worked. And I've been cancer-free for 6-7 years now. And so I'm very happy about that part of it. Chrono says, it's getting weird here. Well, stop being weird. And Kronos, his father was named Kronos. Yeah, depending on how I think it was Kronos with a K. And I think where there's, Kronos. So what Thomas is talking about is, the father of Zeus in the mythology is a Titan named Kronos. Try the Cloud Atlas score. Well, you know what the problem is that for a score to really be moving to me, I need to know the movie because I like imagining the scenes from the movie while I'm listening to the music, especially that just relaxes me. I will tell you one of the few songs, like if I'm going to listen to music, particularly classical music, that I think evokes a lot of science fiction vision without being part of a movie is the Symphony of the Planets, which is absolutely beautiful. Mars Bringer of War is the song that I use as the intro for my Borg series. Let's see. Roxanne says, I've said it before, I also found that trigger because of Nerdrotic. Yes, Nerdrotic is a great guy. A lot of you guys came here because of him, and thank you all. Now, stop giving all your money to Nerdrotic and give it to me, and get the rest of Nerdrotic subscribers to subscribe to me, and we'll be good. Captain MKD says, music suggestion, This Year by the Mountain Goats. That sounds like a very odd song. This Year by the Mountain Goats. So let me, let's see. This Year by the Mountain Goats. All right, so I did a Google search, so I'll check. I'm not going to play it now, obviously, because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Can I say things without playing the game? You can. You don't have to play the game. Dan says, Teal'c in some of SG-1 Season 4 had hair on his chin, looking weird. Yes, I thought the goatee that he had for a brief time, well, it didn't look bad on him, but it was weird because Teal'c doesn't look right with hair. Because at some point he has hair, sometimes he has the goat. He needs to just not have hair. It just doesn't work. Chrono says, Enter, oh crap, you do Yoda? Yoda, I do. I guess. When I was younger, I had a friend at school who died from cancer. Difficult to deal with as a kid. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah. The Epst thing about, I assume, is that the best thing about Insurrection? The heroes were wrong. There are no actual plot holes. Chrono says a British Targ instead of Tar. Ravage from the Transformers versus Ed 209. Ravage for sure. Ed 209, Mercer. I think you're overestimating Ed's abilities. Ed's was cutting edge for year 2000 tech, but in the grand scheme of sci-fi, Ed is not a particularly powerful robot. My mother passed due to ovarian cancer in 95, and one of our scouts in our pack also died of cancer too. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, my mom died of cancer just about 6 years ago, and actually about 5. No, it was right before we moved here, so somewhere between 5 and 6 years ago. My dad died of cancer back in the 90s, and it sucks. It just sucks. Robert Smith says hello. Hey, Robert. Tom says, Gilbert and Sullivan haven't met all the new Turdistans on the new server. Well, Gilbert and Sullivan, I haven't met all the new Turdistans on the new server. No, Gilbert and Sullivan are playwrights. Dan hates cancer. I think we all do. Roxal says, Mancher, me first, shocking. You'd suggest I'd go first with shock therapy, and how would you know I haven't? Well, I don't know that you haven't, but I'll watch you do it, and then assuming that you come out of there and you're not drooling and just saying, hey, I'll do it. And Mercer says, I used to hate facial hair, but it grew on me. Didn't Data Picard and Worf sing Gilbert and Sullivan? Yes. How did you get to be here in this place? How did you get to be here in this place? That's a very long and complicated question. Back in 1968, I was born, and then I grew up and all that, and now I'm here. I guess I'm not sure exactly what you're asking for, Kronos, but if you mean how did things get so bad, a string. I mean, honestly, the thing is that very little of it of what's affecting me right now has to do with my direct choices in life. It's just stuff that happened, like with the death of my mother-in-law, the death of my sister-in-law, the back that just won't stop hurting, the arthritis in my knee, and now the the break in my one vertebrae. None of that is stuff that I had any direct control over. And so I think that's part of the problem when you're dealing with it from this perspective, is that you feel like your life is out of control, because it quite literally is.
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky.
And Rock Solid puts $11 into the super chat. Thank you so much, Rock Solid. I'll get to your comment in just a moment here. Let me get caught up and see what's going on. Let's see. RMP, I don't know what's happening, but YouTube won't allow me to give you money. Anti-Checker, it's not the credit card I've checked. Well, that's weird, RMP. Maybe YouTube hates me. Although it did manage to let Rock Solid do it, so at least I'm not banned from getting money. But you know what? You can't try this, honestly, and don't do it if you I don't want anybody to give more than they can afford. But if you can, RMP, go to Streamlabs, see if you could do it that way. The link should be in the description for the Streamlabs donation, and see if that works. Scott Yeoman says, Andrew, I hope you get better. I don't know what's wrong with your health, but I find fasting and exercise when I feel pain in my back. Well, in this case, I mean, the cracked vertebrae, I don't think fasting is going to help. The herniated disc is, is just something I'm going to have to deal with, because I really don't want to do back surgery unless I can avoid it. Hopefully the stuff with my knee will be alleviated with the knee surgery coming up next month, but it's just like all this stuff hitting at once is just killing me. I can't take this. The pain, the stress, all this crap, it's just like it feels like the weight of the whole world is on my shoulders, and there's nothing I can do, because I have, it's not like I can just quit my job and not have to worry about it, because then what are we going to do? I mean, I got to pay the bills. So I'm more stressed out right now than I think I've ever been in my life. Thomas says, the self-destruct is set for Kuroga base. All someone has to do is say, son of a bitch, and it will go off. Awesome. That's what we wanted, for sure. Groxo says, when did you start telling jokes, Andy-Trigger? Jokes are funny. I've yet to hear you say anything funny. I know, jerk. I'll show myself out. Sorry, Roxanne, I kind of deserve that. I know that I tell a lot of dad jokes, so that's all right. Does Data have a belly button? Actually, he has a button on his back. That turns him off. So he has a back button. Scott Yeoman says, Antrigger, once you are healed, perhaps do some weight training or Pilates for your core muscles. I actually been thinking about that. As silly as it is, I may get like one of those little home gym things to set up here in the ante office and try to, take seriously getting my health back on track, because I am so done with this. Andy Draker just said mofo. Yep, I sure did. We're talking about Data's anatomy. We are such nerds, indeed. We do know he's fully functional in one regard. In the TNG episode Yesterday's Enterprise, where Romulans Kittimer colony attack, and there were warbirds or an older design, or the ones from neutral zones. In TNG Yesterday's Enterprise, was the Romulans at Kittimer colony attack, were they warbirds or an older design, or the ones from neutral zones? And thank you, Alexander is here. I didn't see what you said, Alexander, but I'll get to your chat in just a couple of minutes. I don't believe, the Yesterday's Enterprise, we never see the Romulans at Kittimer, so I don't think we know the answer to that, Neil. So, yeah. Mars Bringer of War by Holst is a great when playing as Germany in War Thunder for obvious reasons. Yeah, I'll tell you, it is a beautiful song. I could so picture that, an epic space battle to that song. I am the very model of a modern major general, to quote Geordie LaForge. Yes, I remember that song. Kronos was a female titan who ate her offspring, much like... I thought Kronos was a man, for some reason. Much like, I can't pronounce that name, from the Babylonians, who's defeated by her son, Satan, Lord on the High, who is king of the underworld. I thought Kronos was Zeus's father. Of course, there could be different Kronoses. Teal'c can do whatever Teal'c wants. Fair enough. Dan says, Yoda, my favorite Star Wars character is. Mrs. Anti-Trekker is in the house, says, hi guys, thanks for spending time with Anti-Trekker today. He's been in a horrible mood, and I can tell by his voice that chatting with you has lifted his mood a bit. Thank you, babe. Yeah. These guys do always help out a little. You should, Antrek, you should ask Nerdrotic to do some live streams with the guy. I'm sure he would help you out. He could get some new subscribers. We've talked a little bit, and it's just been a logistical thing trying to get in touch with him at the right time so that we can do something. I do hope to get on his show sometime soon. Not just to get more subs, but just because I think Nerdrotic is a great guy, and I would love to hang out with him one night. Says, I believe the original RoboCop is supposed to be set around 2043 or so. I didn't think it was that far. I thought it was 2000. For some reason, I could have sworn that, because I thought that Ford Taurus that they kept selling was called the 2000 SUX. But let's see. What year does RoboCop take place? It says 2043, but it's not for the let's see. What year was the first RoboCop movie?
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky!
And Alexander puts another $2 in. Thank you so much. Let's see. Oh man, I wish I could remember what year RoboCop came out. Let's see, but oh well. Patrick Sir said that if insurrection was real, he would have made those people leave the planet. Well, of course he would have. That's what he did in the original series, in Star Trek: The Next Generation, when there was a bunch of Native Americans living on a planet that was being given to the Cardassians. They forced them to relocate. So Picard is a hypocrite. Chrono says condolences. Thank you, my friend. All hail the Queen, says Mike Richards. Absolutely. Ed 209 versus Bloomingdale's Stairs. Yeah, Ed 209 would probably lose that one too. Chrono says, that kind of loss I don't understand yet. Yeah, it's tough. It truly is. Number 2, giving my monies to Anti-Trekker and not Nerdrotic like I'm told. As I found with losing my dad, the community is amazing. You are in our thoughts and prayers because you are not a dictator. Thank you, my friend. And by number 2, I assume you mean BIRDCHAT number 2 because of the fact that you put in $11.
This is the story of the unsung hero of the Klingon Empire, Joe. Joe was the only Klingon in history to dare to call Captain James T. Kirk a coward and live. Joe not only fought the mighty Captain Kirk to a standstill, he also beat the legendary Montgomery Scott in hand-to-hand combat. Joe had a plan to overthrow his commander, Kang, by tricking Kang into fighting against Kirk. But the fight was interrupted by several Starfleet officers. Joe then made the mistake of trying to fight Spock in hand-to-hand combat. Spock used a Vulcan nerve pinch on Joe, causing severe nerve damage. It was years before Joe could even speak again. To this day, Joe has been unable to walk. However, he has managed to build up a strangely successful singing career.
Alamarine, count to 4, Alamarine, then 3 more. Alamarine, if you can see, Alamarine, you'll come with me. Alamarine, count to 4, Alamarine, then 3 more. Alamarine, if you can see, Alamarine, you'll come with me. Alamarine, count to 4, Alamarine, then 3 more. Alamarine, if you can see, Alamarine, you'll come with me. Alamarine, count to 4, Alamarine, then 3 more. Alamarine, if you can see, Alamarine, then you'll come with me.
Thanks, Joe, for being an inspiration for every brain-damaged Klingon out there.
Yes, Joe, the brain-damaged Klingon. Thank you for inspiring so many other Klingons. Dan23 says, Marina Sirtis admitted she fell asleep during the premiere of Insurrection. Well, then she's clearly a Republican, right? Because Marina said Republicans don't like Star Trek. The original RoboCop script had news report announcing Sylvester Stallone's death at the age of 97, and Rambo 17 will be released posthumously, which is kind of funny considering Rambo Last Blood is coming out very soon, and Sylvester Stallone is ridiculously old, but doesn't look like he's nearly as old as he is. Mr. Captain Scott here. What's going on? Well, long story short, I'm having a very rough day. I'm struggling with anxiety, depression, and a little bit of panic over the whole situation with my back and work and insurance companies and all this crap that I'm trying to deal with all at once, and it's just too freaking much. Mutant Green Panda says, hey, went through a debilitating anxiety condition 2 years ago, felt very similar. Listening to the Dresden Files read by Changed Marsteers on Audible helped me keep my mind off things. Yeah, if you can find something
I got him! Great hit!
that helps you distract from it, that's good. Though here's the problem. Like, for example, Space Engineers has helped me a little bit. I can actually sit back and lose myself in Space Engineers for a couple of hours, and that helps. However, I can't just do that all day because I got to go back to work in 48 hours, and I got to get videos done, and I got too much on my plate, and it's just driving me crazy. And I can't even read that name, but somebody donated $2. Thank you so much. I don't know. Oh, it got cut off by the screen, so I apologize. I will get to your chat in just a minute here, but thank you. I truly do appreciate it. Hector says, hi, since last afternoon, the vile ones are expecting for a mod to port a mod to port our things over to the new server. Gotcha. Cinnabon West or West can do it if they haven't by this afternoon. Hector, when I get back from my therapist, if I see you online, I can help you with that too. And so we'll get you taken care of hopefully today. All right. And by the way, so far the new server's been running great. Let me see. It's still running at full 1.0 speed, which means that it is running flawlessly. 1 is as fast as it runs. And so so far, I'm extremely optimistic that this server is going to be a good home for our gaming. And hopefully more of you will join. It's a lot of fun. And I can set the player limit on this server to whatever the heck I want because it's my computer. So right now it's set to 50. If it can handle it, then awesome. If we the more people, the merrier, honestly. And Alexander puts another $2 in. Thank you, Alexander. I'll get to your chat in a minute. I know I'm way the heck behind. I'm going to try to get caught up before I wrap up here. Thank you again, my friend. All right, so. And there goes the chat. All right. Neo Normie says, was the back and knee falling off the Hell in the Seal and refusing to tap the Ric Flair's figure 4?
I got him! Great hit! Don't get
Huh?
cocky.
I'm completely confused on that one. I genuinely don't know what you mean. Herman Schmeckelbeck creates a robot, the Schmeckelbeck 210. And there's Alexander's first super chat that I didn't get to read. Says, relax, Mike. We are with you at 100%. Thank you, Alexander. It's hard to relax, but you know what? You guys encourage me and make me feel a little less depressed. And I can't thank you enough for that. I really can't, because I would be completely lost without you guys and without Mrs. Anti-Tracker. And so thank you. Mrs. Anti-Tracker, quite frankly, more than you guys, but you know. But you guys really do help. And like she said, you know, Mrs. Anti-Tracker keeps me from falling into pure despair. You guys help elevate me just a little bit higher than I would be, and it makes me make it through the day. Dan says there's a Simpsons episode where Homer has a crayon lodged in his brain from a younger, but Dr. Hibbert never noticed it because his thumb was always over it when holding an X-ray. That's funny. I don't remember that, but that is funny. Edgar needs a thigh master so he can channel his inner Suzanne Summers. I don't know that a thigh master is quite what I'm looking for. Robert Smith says the TOS episode Squire Gothos is Trelane a Q being. There's actually a novel in which Trelane is revealed to be a Q. Now, it's not canon, but I always thought of Trelane as basically a young Q. I don't have a problem with that. Mike Richards says, I've survived a heart transplant. You will survive too. Thank you, Mike. I do appreciate that. And honestly, it's not, the physical part, I'm not, I'm not in any jeopardy for my life. Like, I'm not fighting cancer right now. That was in the past. But, and so I'm not concerned for my life per se, but my well-being, or particularly taking care of my family, which is my first and primary priority, is taking care of my family, and I'm failing at that. And that's one of the reasons that it's driving me crazy, because I can't, I haven't been working for a little while. I'm not bringing in enough money. And my options are very simple. I can go back to work, but if I go back to work, I'm going to end up getting fired because of my attitude right now is so messed up. And CDH shows $1.99 in. Thank you so much. Man, you guys are super chatting faster than I can read. Bear with me. Anyway, so I'm not worried about my physical survival. I'm worried about being able to take care of my family, and I can't do it right now, and that is absolutely crippling me as far as my attitude. And I hate that, because I am not this kind of a person. And so I really, really hate that. Says slow, deep breathing, inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for sighing. Yes, my therapist refers to that as square breathing, where you take in a breath, hold it, let out a breath, hold it. Take in a breath, hold it, let out a breath, hold it. And honestly, it can help calm me down when I'm in pure panic mode a little bit, but it doesn't alleviate the overarching anxiety. That's the problem, is that it's like the panicness can be like, okay, put myself together, okay, and get that. But it doesn't, but then when I stop and think about the overall situation, it doesn't help. You know what I mean? But thank you for the suggestion, because I do appreciate that. And Cinnabon's talking to Hector about Blueprint and stuff, so we'll talk to that. Alexander throws $2 more in, says, an MCU Aunt May naked right now. We want it now. You're asking the wrong person, though, Alexander. The person you need to ask MCU Aunt May naked for are the executives at Sony, and you got to ask them to please let Aunt May go back to the MCU so she can be naked. Thomas says, Kronos is the father Zeus, mother is Rhea. That's what I thought, but who's this other the Kronos that people were talking about? Enter a face-off reboot movie is going to be made. What actors should face off this time? Keanu Reeves versus Will Smith? I could see Keanu Reeves versus Will Smith, except that the problem is that since one is black, one is white, are they going to remove their hands or something? So that's... I don't think that you should do different races, or at least different skin tones for the actors. And you need to have them be similar heights and builds. I would love to see, honestly, and granted the age difference would make it interesting, but Josh Brolin and Tommy Lee Jones. That's what I would do. Because they already sound a lot like each other. So yeah. It was the 600 SUX. It had the... okay, that's right. You're right. It was the 600 SUX. Okay, I'm wrong. I was wrong. I stand corrected. Thank you. What's your take on alternate realities? Honestly, Kronos, I think they're fun science fiction tropes, but I do not believe in them. I do not believe that there are an infinite number of timelines and all that crap. I think that the quantum many worlds idea is simply a mathematical anomaly. It is not a physical reality. Yeah, we don't really know what Romulan ships look like between the TOS movies and TNG in canon. Nope, never seen them. Mr. Londell says, about your situation, just remember that joy comes in the morning. Thank you, Mr. Londell. Mr. Captain says, things could be worse. You could get stuck in a situation like the movie Face Off, and you could wake up and someone surgically removed your face and gave you Bird's face. Okay, at first I was thinking, well, depending on who they switch faces with, it might improve my situation. But yeah, switching me with Bird, that would be bad. Predator 2 and Escape from New York were both set in 1997. Yeah, 97 was a bad year, right? It was 87 when RoboCop came out. Wow. It's like me and Mrs. Antitrekker only met the year before. Let's see. So yeah, it says 2043 to early 2044 is when it took place. It just doesn't feel like it's that far in the future, but okay. And the Orville did space battle to Dolly Parton in 925. That's true. That is very true. And they pulled it off. I was blown away by that. And Roxanne said, yes, BIRDOPREY number 2. Wow, I'm way behind if he's just answering that now when I played it like a long time ago. So I'm definitely going to speed through this. And John DeMarco donated $1, said, never give up, never surrender. Thank you, John DeMarco. I truly appreciate that, my friend. And so never saw this one. It's so good. Oh, the BIRDOPREY chat. Yeah, I love that one. RoboCop is the best film ever, just the best. But Alexander, I thought you thought Star Trek V was the best film ever. So did you change your mind? And there's the one I couldn't read the name. Is that Hakame? I hope I'm not butchering your name so much. So Hakame puts $2 in, says, thank you for the entertainment. Thank you, Hakame. I really do appreciate it. I'm assuming that some kind of, that your avatar there is like, is that Hakame, like the picture? Or Hakime? Will the new server ask for a password every time? Yes, Thomas. And the reason for that is that every once in a while we may change the password. If you ever go to the server and the password changes, you go to antitrekker.com to get the updated password, and that's to prevent trolls from coming in and messing with our server. 1 Corinthians 10:13, brother. Hold tightly to it. Thank you, my friend. I truly do appreciate that. And even though I don't know that verse off the top of my head, I'm going to look it up here. And, all right. And this is not Sunday. I'm not going to read it for the crowd here. But thank you. I do appreciate it. Hakeem says, BIRDOPREY. Oh, it's Hakeem? Is that? I didn't know that. So Hakeem, very cool. So thank you, Joe BIRDOPREY, for sending that to me. Help me out. The TOS episode, The Squire of Gothos, is Trelane Q being. I already answered that. I think he is, but it's not canon. Alexander says $2. Asian Muslim wife born in the USSR is the best choice. I can't wait till you can see her, but only best choice for you. Asian Muslim wife born in the USSR would not be a good choice for me. Not that I have any problem with Asians or Russians or anything, but Muslim, I would have a difficult time being in a married relationship with a Muslim woman, considering I'm a Christian, and so that would probably be a problem. Rock Solid throws $1 in. Thank you so much, Rock Solid, and wants to see Lucky number 13. You got it, my friend.
I am Lore Reloaded, here to get this entire thing started here for Lore.
You just tripped over something that was so obvious.
Thank you. I do love watching Lore Reloaded fall on his face for some reason. Kronos wants to Paul naked. Well, of course you do. Tiki says, maybe let Miles worry about the videos and focus on the live streams temporarily. Your health is more important. I appreciate that, Tiki. But no, my health is... That's the problem. I get what you're saying, and I really, really appreciate that sentiment. But it's factually incorrect. Because right now, I have to work. I don't have a choice. And so and by the way, thank you, Mexican Iron Man, for that super chat. I'll get to yours in just a minute here. I'm trying to catch up. But the simple fact of the matter is that no, my health is not more important. I have to provide for the family, and my health be damned, I have to do it. And so it's going to drive me nuts, but I'm going to do what I can, and hopefully not get fired. That's all I want. And let's see. And CDH says tenacity. Thank you, CDH. I do appreciate it. And of course, if you want a super chat, tell me quickly, because I'm going to wrap it up as soon as I get caught up here. Chronos says, can you laugh? Do you think that laughing is helpful? I do, actually. I think that it helps lift your spirits a little bit and elevate your depression. And so I do believe in that laughter is good. But the problem is it's very difficult to find certain things funny when you're feeling like this. So, yeah. Let's see. And so what's the answer? Back surgery. I certainly hope not, Robert Smith. I know that they're doing knee surgery on October 3rd. I really don't want to have back surgery if I can avoid it. But as far as for the vertebrae, the L1 vertebrae break, there's really nothing to do except pain medications and rest. The doctor said, oh, yeah, you just need to rest for a few days. And it's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. As much as I would love for it to happen, it's not going to happen. If you want to see Marissa Tomei naked, then watch the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rooney. Well, that's true, and people keep telling Alexander that, but he wants her as Aunt May naked. Neo Normie says, should Star Trek Discovery and Picard have godlike beings, i.e. Apollo, Charlie X, Changeling, where no man has gone before, as their brand of BS science might be improved the show? It's funny. I would actually be interested to see them bring in some of these beings into Star Trek Discovery, but I don't think Star Trek Discovery is interested in telling good stories. So, yeah, that's a problem. How about Josh Brolin and his dad for a face-off? Well, that's what I say. Yeah, Josh Brolin and Tommy Lee Jones. That's what it is. And RMP puts €2 in. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to get to it as quick as I possibly can. Neil Normie says face would be better having Paul Bettany and Christopher Walken. That would be an interesting one. That would be a good one. If Paul Bettany can do a good Walken impersonation. To coin a phrase, I get by with a little help from my friends. We both have wives who love us. Yeah, that's true. And Mrs. Anti-Checker makes all the difference. Would you guys like to see a Star Trek and Transformers crossover? I could see a Star Trek Transformers crossover, but I doubt it would be any good, honestly, because they would just make it into pure action. It would just be JJ Trek all over again. Mexican Iron Man says, how late am I? You're very late, but that's okay. Mickey Rooney, you mean Mickey Rourke? Yeah, the wrestler is Mickey Rourke. Did I say Mickey Rooney? If so, oops, I didn't catch that. Neo Normie says, best film ever is High Plains Drifter, Clint Eastwood Western. It's the most moral film probably ever. I don't think I've ever seen High Plains Drifter. I liked Clint Eastwood in Hang 'em High, and I liked him in the No Name trilogy, but yeah, High Plains Drifter I don't think I've ever seen. Star Trek and the X-Men have a crossover comic book. Yes, and while that's interesting enough, I don't know. In film, I don't know that would work. I'd like to see a Star Wars crossover where there are Galactic Empire versus Daleks and Cybermen. That would be hilarious. And what is up with my computer? Of course, that's going to mess up. So we'll just get rid of that. I love throwing things. I love throwing exclamation point ings away. Okay. And yep, that's how it's pronounced. Okay, I will try to remember that, but Hakeem, I'm going to probably suck at it. Coffee Fund says Mexican Iron Man with his $3.99 super chat. Coffee Fund, large latte with double espresso shot. You got it. I will get a large latte with double espresso shot as soon as possible. It says, pick any number for me, please. Well, you know what I'm going to do because I need some cheering up, so I'm going to put the one that gives me the most cheer. And there it is. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man, for your generosity. I truly do appreciate it. Chrono says, please don't speckle for me. Or you mean spec for me. Or speak for me. or speaky for me. I'm not sure. Alexander says, enter, majority of Muslims are like the majority of Christians. For them, religion is just a heritage. I can understand that, Alexander, but here's the thing. And I know this isn't the Sunday stream, but I'm going to get biblical on you for just a second. There's an idea in the Bible that says that a married couple should not be unequally yoked. And part of what that means is the idea that you should not, and really it's regardless of what your belief system is, if you're going to marry someone, whatever your core belief system is, whether that be Christian, whether that be Muslim, whether that be Jewish, whether it be any other religion, whether it be atheistic, whether it be, you know, if you're a hard left progressive, if you're a hard right, whatever you call hard right, you know, no matter what, wherever your core beliefs lie, your spouse should match you. Because if they don't, your entire marriage is going to be a battle. And so you absolutely should, you know, like, for example, if you have one parent is Christian, the other parent is Muslim. Okay, then you have kids. Are you going to take them to the, the mosque or the church, right? And so, or neither. But then what if one of them feels, well, that's not appropriate? And so you see what happens is you create conflict in the marriage. If you want a harmonious marriage, then the two should be equally yoked. They should be pulling in the same direction and working together through life, not in competitive positions. Tiki says, fat people are usually funny. Well, apparently I'm not. Luke says, Antrick, I wish I could swap my calm and cold blood with your panic and anxiety for a week or two so you could stabilize yourself. Take care. Thank you, Luke. You know what? I truly appreciate that. And you know what? You're still my favorite Frenchman. Scott says, Antrick, your wife is black, such a German person from the 1940s. Why am I a German person from the 1940s? Because my wife is black. I don't understand that. And RP says, I'm melting, and number one, you got it. And I hope you don't melt.
Oh, no, please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, please. No, I don't want to go. No.
Why would you do this to your fans, you heartless monster?
Whatever. And there the arcade machine drops for no apparent reason, except that Joshua thought it was funny. Here's the thing that triggers. This Rock Solid says, we just suddenly lost my dad. If we could laugh and carry on about death, you can laugh about a failed Kurogan assassination attempt. I appreciate that, Rock Solid. And here's the thing. And I am in no way, shape, or form, and you know this, you know, because I know what you've been through is rough. Certain things, like, we can be resilient to a point. And this is what happens to all of us at some point in our lives. Is, okay, I've had people I've known die. You know, I lost my grandparents. Both my parents have passed away. You know, I'm no stranger to losing people. And the older you get, the more you get used to that. But it's not the individual event. So it's not the Kurogan assassination attempt that's got me feeling this way. That's just the straw that broke the camel's back. All right. You know, for lack of a better metaphor, I guess. And so it's, we have a problem in that I'm dealing with that, and I'm dealing with the other ongoing back issues, and I'm dealing with the knee issues, and I'm, you know, Mrs. Antitrecker's trying to sort out the estate of her mother-in-law, and Bill, Mrs. Antitrecker's sister who passed away, his father, is trying to deal with that estate, and those two estates are interconnected, and there's all this stuff going on, right? And because of the constant pain, it's extraordinarily difficult for me to maintain a chipper attitude for more than a minute or two. And in a day and a half, I'm expected to sit down and take calls from people who hate my guts. And I have to be warm and friendly and calm while they're screaming and cursing at me. And I don't know if I can do that. And it scares the bejesus out of me to know that I could lose my job over this. And so it's just there's all this stuff piling up at once, and that's what's driving me crazy. Now, sure, if I had 100,000 subs on YouTube and all that, I wouldn't be stressed over my job. I would just say, well, that sucks that I'm going to probably lose my job, but hey, I've got YouTube, and so, yeah. And if I do lose my job, I don't want that to happen, but if it does, it does. But we'll see. And, if I start desperately putting out multiple videos every day, you'll know that I lost my job, and I'm just desperately trying to get as much content out as I can. Anyway, Thomas says, hey, Terry, when they do your surgery, just tell them to fix everything since you're already in surgery. I wish you could. I wish I could. I wish I could say, hey, as long as you got me under, do me a favor, fix the back, do this, do that, rotate the tires, all that. But, yeah, it doesn't work that way. And let's see. Scott says, oh, crap, can an atheist join the Sunday stream? Absolutely, Scott. The only difference between my Sunday stream and the rest, and Sunday streams are early in the morning, but on my Sunday streams, we open up the floor to have religious discussions. So we can talk about theological concepts openly. The only thing I ask is that if you are an atheist, I don't mind a dissenting opinion. So if you say, well, I don't think that God exists or whatever, I'm not going to take offense to that. However, I will take offense if you come onto the Sunday stream with stuff like you believe in fairy tales and you're an idiot or you're ignorant or you hate science, crap like that. Because A, I don't hate science. B, I'm not an idiot. C, well, everybody's ignorant on some things, but as far as theological and atheistic concepts, I'm definitely not ignorant. I was an atheist, a hardcore atheist for some time in my life. And before I did this YouTube channel, I actually did a YouTube channel that did nothing but argue over theology. And so I'm no stranger to the fight. But I just ask that we all be civil. One of the reasons I stopped doing religious videos on my old channel was because people wouldn't be civil. I'm actually considering, and something that I will do if I end up losing my job, is revitalizing that other channel and putting religious videos on that regularly, just to have an outlet for it that's not on this channel, even though that channel will obviously be demonetized because YouTube hates religion. It's just what I got to deal with. And now Joe is calling. Hello, BIRDOPREY.
Hello, is this Dell Tech Support?
Yes, it is Dell Tech Support.
Well, I got a bone to pick with you guys. I got my Dell XPS 17NQ. I've had it for like 3 months, and all my pictures are gone.
Okay.
Because you guys gave me a virus.
Yes.
What are you going to do for me?
Oh, very simple. First of all, we gave you the virus because you're a dick. And we
hey.
And we hate you, and we don't want your business.
I want to speak to your supervisor.
Well, I am the supervisor, so...
Then I want to speak to your... Wait. I want to speak to the supervisor.
I can't do that. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll have them call you back in 3 to 5 years.
Hey, you think this is a joke?
Yeah.
I lost pictures of my dog, of my cat, of my cactus, and I'm going to need to speak to the president, Adele, or I'm gonna start calling the news.
Well, I'd be more than happy to get Adele to call you. She's actually a great singer. I loved her rendition.
No. Hey, clear your ears, jackass. Okay, I got a serious issue here. I want a coupon for 2 free Dell computers, or I'm going to I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to really downvote you.
Well,
everywhere.
I'll tell you what. When you figure out what you're going to do when we refuse to give you your 2 free computers, you can call back, because we're not going to give you 2 free computers.
Okay, 1 free computer.
Let me think about that.
And it's got to be one of those Alienware jobs.
Well, in that case, let me transfer you over to the Alienware customer service. Hold on just a minute, please. And he's gone. Ah, Bird, that was good. I will give you that was good. Well, I'm completely lost now. All right, so hello world. And Thomas through another $1.99 says BIRDOPREY lost his stuff. Yes, he did lose it. I've never watched all the Anti-Drinker clips, so I'll start with the number 1 and move up. 23 is also my favorite, but for now, let's watch them chronologically. All right, so you want number 1 arm... Oh, I already played it, awesome. Straw that broke the camel's back. It's not hump day. Terrible pun. I'm sorry. It could be worse, Anti-Drinker. You could work for Comcast or Sprint. I did work for Comcast for quite a while, and I actually really enjoyed working there. But I wasn't in their customer service or anything. I was actually on the higher tech side of things. And I don't mean tech support for customers. I was monitoring the entire plant and I was talking to our maintenance techs, and I was talking to like 911 operators when there was a problem. The 911 people would call us and let us know like if the line was down or something, and then I would get the right people out there to fix it. I really enjoyed that work. Unfortunately, where I live now, that work doesn't exist. The closest is South Carolina, I think. Let's see. What's annoying about phone callers is that they do it when you are going to eat. That is true. Cinnabon says, we can role play with you to get you ready, and I'm sure we can all pretend to be hostile callers. That must be what inspired BIRDOPREY there. BIRDOPREY said, if you want, I can pretend to be a Dell support rep and I'll abuse you over Skype. Well, you tried. You try. And here's the problem, and that's the thing. Like when I was joking around with you just now, granted, I don't work for Dell, just so you guys know. Even though I don't talk about who I do work for, it's not Dell. So, but I would want to, like, if somebody actually came on and made a thing like that, that's, I would want to say, sorry, no, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not supposed to do that, right? But yeah. Slip him a 50 before the surgery. Well, yeah. If you were in Portugal, you'd be treated at the local public hospital, no charge. Well, I guess you'd have to pay an entry fee, but that's all. Well, here's the thing. It's not like I have insurance, although granted, this surgery is going to cost over $600, and we've already spent $400 for the one exam, another $400. So yeah, I'm gonna be pushing like $2,000 in healthcare costs over the course of these last couple of months by the time all is said and done. But yeah, it is what it is. Turds are also offending. Okay. In what capacity were you an atheist, by the way, or were you just irreligious? No, I was a outspoken, anti-theistic atheist. I was a dick about it. I mean, not only would I say that I did not believe in the existence of God or gods, I would be one of those people that was very rude, condescending, and kind of a jerk to people who did, and said that you're an idiot for believing that. Oh, and religious is destructive, and you guys all believe in fairy tale. I was one of those people, so I understand where that mindset comes from. And I also understand that intellectually you're capable of making your argument without being a dick, even though I failed to do so when I was an atheist until towards the end of that. Let's see. Darth says, HR, what is a flat earthed? Well, if you mean a flat earther, the best person now to be Darren Wagner. He's a flat earther, and it's just basically someone who does not believe in the conventional wisdom that the earth is a spheroid, rather that it is in fact a flat surface. And it's not as simple as what, I know people like throw these ludicrous looking things like of a pancake floating in space with a map of the globe sitting on the pancake. They have a much more intricate thought process behind all that. I disagree with it, but I still, I understand where they're coming from. And the thing about it is that, yes, you can have a debate with a flat earther, with a young earth creationist, with a Muslim, with a Hindu, with an atheist. You can have a debate with people of all sorts of beliefs and not be a jerk about it. And so that's all I ask on Sunday, is that if you disagree with me, that's fine, but don't be a dick. As an atheist, That's why I keep going back to your Sunday streams to have civil and respectful discussions. Thank you. No, thank you, Captain, and I enjoy having you there. And and here's the thing, because, and this has nothing to do with whether you're a theist, an atheist, agnostic, wherever you fall in the theological spectrum of things. If you are seeking the truth, then you can have a rational, reasonable conversation with people of all beliefs. If you are not seeking the truth, you can't. That's the bottom line. Because if you're not seeking the truth, then you don't care what the other person has to say, because you're convinced that no matter what they say, you're right and they're wrong. Now, of course, you believe your position is right, or you wouldn't hold that position. However, if you're not willing to listen to the opposition, then you will never grow as a human being. Because you know what? There is not a single person on this planet that is 100% right among as far as matters of spirituality or any of that. There's also not a single person who is 100% wrong, in my opinion. And I know that sounds crazy because there are some people that say some really ludicrous things, but I don't think that there's anybody who is 100% wrong. And Yosef goes $2 in, says, I like pancakes, just joined, I will rewind later. Thank you, Yosef. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I like pancakes as well. Someone gave BIRDOPREY Dell a virus? Son of a bitch! Yes. This conversation is being recorded, yes, for quality and training purposes or something. The New Yorker is coming out, so it was gay and it's coming out of the closet. Dan says, a lot of religious people hate Harry Potter. That is true, and those people are called morons, in my humble opinion. Reading Harry Potter does not make you satanic or make you believe in witches any more than showing up for church solely on Christmas and Easter makes you a devout Christian. The president of Dell, yeah. Let's see. There's Thomas says BIRDOPREY lost his porn pics. That was the problem. Okay, I didn't quite. So I thought you just saw he lost his mind. But it bleeped out porn on the announcement. So that's funny. I didn't realize that. So yes, BIRDOPREY lost his porn pics and he called the wrong number. And Thomas, don't forget, if you do want a super chat before I wrap it up, let me know. One of them Alienware jobs. Yeah, buy PC sucks. Give me a free Mac. Scott says, I'm an atheist. My wife is a Buddhist, so it will be very interesting to hear from you. That is an interesting combination. Although Buddhism is an interesting one, because with Buddhism, does not necessarily require the existence of a god. And so Buddhism is a little different than most religious beliefs. Bird stole my idea. Krogans. Oh, yeah, Krogans are jerks. Anti-Tracker, whatever you do, don't do that. Yes. Laid cable for Comcast. If you know what I'm saying, I do know what you're saying. And that is serious work. I thought Anti-Tracker was in real estate. Yeah, that was something that Godspeed, formerly known as, oh gosh. He was Darth Revan back then. But anyway, he started this whole thing because he found there was a real estate agent named Michael Crawford, and so he assumed it was me, even though that Michael Crawford, interestingly enough, with Star Trek Discovery, was in fact a woman. There is no joke here, only Zool. Thomas, how many calls do you usually get a day? You mean when I'm working? Probably, depending on the day, about 10. Because I don't get called, like if you call for the company that I work for, if you call them just because you have an issue, you need help, you don't get me. You get their customer service group. I'm the person that goes to when customer service can't save the day. And then, so I only get escalated calls, and that's why I need to be able to have a calm demeanor no matter what. And that is extremely, extremely difficult for me right now. Insurance in Portugal to cover family of 4, including dental, $150 a month. How much in the U.S.? A lot more than that. Yeah. Insurance in the U.S., like I think I pay somewhere around $800 or $900 a month, I believe. Luke says, so you were a dicktheist. I wonder what brought you to this mindset. Never met someone like that beside your average American dick on the interwebs. Well, I think that it's a lot of it came from pent-up anger over, and by the way, a lot of dicktheists, I like that name, by the way, that's going to have to stick. A lot of dicktheists come from the a background where they were religious at some point, or they grew up in a religious environment. And so then they felt like they were abused or hurt or whatever by that religion. And so they become dicks because they hate the religion. And I was like that. My parents raised me in a very liberal Methodist church, and I saw a lot of hypocrisy in it. And I started to feel that that's just what Christians believe. And I didn't realize at the time that churches are as varied as people are. Mrs. Antrick says we should be going. All right, I know I got to wrap up. So Mrs. Antrick is saying, so I'm going to just make sure I didn't miss any super chats and wrap it up here. So Joseph threw this €2 and said, I like pancakes, just joined, but we'll rewind later. Thank you, Joseph. I remember I saw that earlier. Darren is here, says, good morning. I was talking about you a little while ago, Darren, because we were talking about flat earthers and how you can have a reasonable conversation with someone that has radically different beliefs. Let's see. And Scott says, as an atheist, I don't believe I have the truth. It is only from an observation that I am an atheist. That's fair, and I don't mind you saying that. What I would have a problem with is if you said, and you're an idiot because you disagree, which I know you're not saying that. So yeah, BIRDOPREY is 100% wrong. Well, that is almost always true. Thomas wants number 24. Thank you, Thomas. Let me bring that up for you.
What's up, guys? This is James from The Lore Reloaded. I am your lore master to... Oh God! Not again! Oh.
Huh? Well, All right, and let's get back here. Any others? Okay, so real quick, hey, are we making up for a stark lack of religious discussion from Sunday? It seems like it, Darren. Darren loves taking escalated calls. That's right, you do work in a call center, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, you know what that's like. Although I don't actually work in a call center, but, yeah. Well, hopefully the people below you do a good job. I hope so. That would be nice. Wow, Trigger, you had really left peeps? Not sure exactly what you mean. So, but I guess so. All right, and with that, I am going to wrap it up. But real quick before I go, of course, because he's here, Alexander, here's your cheese.
The board vessel's moving into range.
On screen.
Let's get lost in that magic place all alone now. Drink a fill from my fountain of love, wet your lips. I'm a man, I'm a teaser, I'm a man, well I'm a virgin, I'm a man, I'm a one-night stand, a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a dream, I'm a dream divine, make love together.
He's dead.
And there you go, Alexander. By the way, Luke, that teenage phase shenanigans and stuff. Well, I wasn't a teenager when I was an atheist. I was in my 20s, but I was young and hostile towards religion for sure. But, and yes, it was more of a rejection of religion as opposed to a search and discovering that I believe that there was not something beyond. So I think that's something we could have a discussion about on a Sunday stream. That could actually be really interesting. But in the meantime, guys, take care. Have a good one. And now Mrs. Antricker apparently is getting me lunch. So yeah, Yahoo.
Thank you.